It's been a long while since I last did the Demon Slayer character, and the Demon Slayer movie is coming out soon, and I already know my boy Zenitsu is about to cook. So I decided I'll be adding him to the game, but obviously I can't make just one character. So the Flashiest Slayer will also be here. Anyways, starting with Zenitsu. For the sword, I just borrowed a free model, since why would I burn my butt trying to model something that's already accessible. So I put it into place and started the animation. I also modified the run animation a bit to fit the sword. So now whenever you walk, you're prepared to slice. Now for the M1 string, I made a set of slice animations and it didn't go that smoothly. After fixing them once, it worked and it looks pretty decent. Now time to add the effects. For that, I grabbed a simple lightning and slash particle and now it looks way better. Dare I say, flashier. Yo, I said the title of the video. The first skill is obviously gonna be the classic Thunderclap and Flash. For the animation, it's his signature pose, and for the effects, it's pretty much just lightning and dash particles. Now, unlike other dash moves, this one actually redirects you into your opponent so you can start some nasty combos. Now, let's start with one of Zenitsu's passives. When you land your first skill, you enter a buff phase, and this phase buffs your first skill for about 3 times. The first phase increases your skill's range, speed, and damage. For the second phase, I messed with some trails and made 6-fold. For this phase, I got a little experimental and tried out stuff that I wasn't even sure was gonna work. And dang, I was right because it doesn't work. So after using 120% of my brain's potential, I got it to a point where it kinda works. And after a few fixes, it works as intended. Although I wasn't that satisfied with the effect, so I changed it a bit more. For the final variant of skill 1, I made a short cutscene animation where you slice your opponent's neck. And with that, I also added some slashing effects. And dang, that's kinda clean. So now we got all the variants of the first skill. Also, the passive also disappears if you don't hit someone, so all your stacks reset. Now, speaking of variants, I also added some variants to the older moves. Like Sanji now has air variants and Todo's skill 2 changes after you land the Black Flash. Back to Zenitsu.
Run, nigga, run! Run!
For the second skill, it'll be a simple defensive move because I ran out of budget making the first move. And by budget, I meant, dang, this game is actually making Robux. I did not expect that. I was about to say zero budget. Thank you to everyone who played the first update. Dang, love you all. Anyway, this skill is a basic dodge move, but flashier. And it works basically like a parry. When timed correctly, you do a simple lightning attack and dash backwards. This skill also negates incoming damage, perfect for absolutely sweaty players. And of course, it's very punishable when you miss the timing. I also realized that I can reuse the effects for the jump attack, and now it does this. Which also has an animation that I definitely did not just reuse from another character. I've also tested it out and this character probably has one of the most combo potentials, so for the third skill, I'll make a combo extender. It's a not so elegant sword slash animation, since it's supposed to represent Zenitsu's panic battle tendency. Anyway, you brutally slam your opponent into the ground, stunning them for a decent amount of time. Now for the ultimate skill. I made another simple slash animation, and that makes Zenitsu have like at least 5 dash moves now. And the effects are basically just Thunderclap and Flash, but flashier. Well, to be fair, this is the only move that Zenitsu spams.
3 additional cards from my deck!
Now, take a look at this absolutely mean combo. Very balanced, ain't it? That finishes Zenitsu's moveset. Now time for another Slayer to enter the stage.
譜面が完成した。勝ちに行くぞ。
Yes, it's another free model. I ain't gonna model a lot. Anyway, to obtain him, you need just 100 total kills. And for his idle animation, I just made the usual flamboyant pose. And I also made him Naruto run because, well, he is a shinobi. Next, I animated the M1 string, and also made some firework effects to go with it. The first M1s are normal, but the final hit is a short grab move. For the first skill, it's a jump and hit move, where you jump and hit the ground. I did not have to explain that. Anyway, the effects aren't here yet because the explosion effects will be made by Soydev once again, a VFX contributor for the game. The second skill is a bomb throw, as simple as that. Anyway, Soydev just finished the particles and no glaze, but Soydev definitely cooked. I also got a lighting pack from him that improved the game's visuals and made the visual effects stand out way more. Now back to the second skill. I also made an air variant for it, where you instead throw multiple bombs and also dash lightly backwards. Now time for the third skill. It's a counter that teleports you behind your opponent like your Bleach character. I also added extra particles so it wouldn't look way too similar to the other skills. Anyway, the skills as of now look basic as hell mechanic wise, so I gave him a passive. After landing your counter, you activate a status effect where you dodge all incoming attacks for the duration, because you know, you can read their attacks in the format of a musical score, very canon. Anyway, this passive buff also changes your first skill, where you instead do a rush move where you do this thing. You know what I'm talking about. This variant does more damage than the default one, and it obviously is much faster and with better range. To make the moveset way flashier, I also added voice lines to every move. Now all that's left is the ultimate. For the slash animations, it was made by Control. And I also made the startup animation, which is way simpler. And as for the effects, it's just a larger version of the previous particles. So, I don't know about you, but that looks pretty balanced to me.
Ela tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Menina linda, safadinha, arregaça esse popô.